Let's open the battle log just for a treat for chat. Argeon
Someone gets the
versus
Azure line
Shidai.
on someone here.
Uh,
Lovely.
so Sibon's been an absolute juggernaut throughout this tournament. Can Niklaren finally fell him?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a very important question here. So Niklaren starting out with an artifact and just gonna clear off the tiger as one should. Even though the tiger doesn't have celerity immediately off the bat, he doesn't want it to start dominating the board presence too much, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're also preventing Sibon from ramping, which, can be pretty valuable.
hmm The walking
Yeah.
forward one tile is a very rare but a prudent approach because now this prevents Sibon from provoking him. It's rare, but it is a really good play when it's against turns like these where he would otherwise be stuck in front of the mana tile, and Sibon would then get to start punching him in the face, clear off the artifacts.
Sibon's hand has kind of become a bit rubbish here. Second
Yeah,
Silver God is nice.
yeah.
Those Arclight, those
Appearance
claims are doing
claims.
nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Do you actually know if Niklaren runs any minions in this deck?
We haven't seen any.
I really doubt it. That would be a really big desperation play. Claim your own minion just to heal for one. That would be the top of the top.
I mean, maybe if you're worried about a Cobra Strike.
I've
Yeah.
done some weird stuff to stay out of Wild and Scepter combo range before, so I could see it.
Playing into a pretty strong Onyx Bear Seal here, but there's not a good follow-up for Niklaren after the Onyx Bear Seal. Where's that Silver Guard moving? Okay, so now once the Onyx Bear seals it, he can just bangle his way up the board. I think that Silver Guard should have been where he currently is, where Sibon's currently standing. That would prevent him from getting out of the range. And that Spell Sword came in clutch, just like, because now Niklaren's just fully healing his hand back up.
Yeah, Spell Sword RNG can be surprisingly important for this deck. Like, getting multiple Katetsus or multiple Mursames is getting the right ones when you need them.
Mm-hmm.
Comes up, I think, more for this deck than it does for, like, Arcanist Shidai, where you just want the massive Arcanist triggers and you don't care too much about the minor effects.
Right. Also, the Arclight Sentinel isn't particularly helpful. Like, he could drop the... Well, he could punch, he could drop the Azure Herald, and then he could Holy Immolate, and that'll clear off the Crescent Spear
Yeah.
and deal a
There's
ton of damage.
there's also an argument to be made for blocking Niklaren in.
Is
Like, playing
is clearing the Arclight Sentinel? Is clearing the Crescent Spear really worth it when your main minion has 5 HP?
I think it's worth it from the perspective, like, of if he finds a Cyclone Mask, then he's gonna end up getting a lot of value out of that mask.
That's fair, especially if he would have like Cyclone plus Mistwalking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that Sibon didn't play the Arclight Sentinel there, actually. That allows Niklaren to just leave.
He just Herald, yeah.
Yeah, like, only Herald seems like an odd play. I guess if you're playing around, like, doesn't really do it.
I like healing Mystic into Holy Immo, again, just because it clears off Bangle, even though he has another Bangle.
Yeah, but you don't know that, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
You play the odds that he doesn't.
Even if, yeah, in hand, like, getting rid of the one that's already there is still good.
Right, because, like, one Mist Walking or Flicker, and then all of a sudden Sibon has to chase Niklaren back down again.
Yeah. As well, and, like, it's a way to use your mana to get in damage on your opponent's face, which, these matchups always eventually come down to a race. Like, you make your opponent use mana if they want the Bangle celerity back, so you don't die immediately to Flicker plus some mask here like you otherwise would. Life to not survive that, but like Flicker mask or something, like you play around certain eventualities.
So now Sibon has initiative, but like he's
Yeah,
really
but
going all in on this. This is tough.
he's really running out of cards, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not even sure if Niklaren just flickers his way out of this. Like he can Cobra Strike and go Tatsu, and that's a reasonable way of dealing with the board, recuperating the damage difference.
Remember, he doesn't have the spell damage, so it isn't actually clear. Oh, no, he does. Draws the Crescent Spear as I'm saying that.
With the spell sword, he deals 8 damage. 10 with the artifact.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, he's just gonna bangle. He's gonna take the
Yes.
bangle
Just gonna
scooter
run away. Yeah.
the bangle mobile. Do you guys remember? Do you remember Zuchi's game type, the Amazing Race?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I wonder if he would have ended up banning Bangle if he was around for that.
Probably.
Yeah, you think so?
I mean, you'd have to. I actually play tested a few games with Zohan not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah. And yeah, definitely Songhai and Vitruvian were the two OP ones for sure, with Neuralink and Bengal.
Mhm. Alright, so Niklaren gave him a really strong backstab here. For 10 damage. Plus 4 with the Cobra Strike. Which turns... Well, I mean, he still has the Azure Herald, so he can turn back on Tempest, but he'd still be massively low HP.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, well, you can clear everything with the Arclight set. Really good.
Yeah.
Or I bet he's gonna clear the Arclight set with his second backstab. That wouldn't make no sense.
I kind of like putting him down to 1, but I'm very greedy.
Yeah,
You don't have the burn in your hand, and
Nope, Simon's calling that. That's... You know what, that's reasonable.
oh, okay. I guess Niklaren agrees with you and not with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna concede. All right.
Alright, so that is game 1, and I'm gonna check out game 2 really quick.
I feel like Oath could have been an out there for Sibon, and that's why I think I would have cleared.
So I'm getting a really old message that I'm reading that I have no idea what they're talking about. How long ago did I have this conversation? Alright, let me... Yeah, you guys are reading this, right? Alright, let me just get back to the games. Okay. Game 2 between Niklaren and Sibon.
I'm getting myself for a bit. Grab some food.
Alrighty.
All
This
right.
one?
We will hold down the fort while you do that. But I might replace your Twitch TV name and Twitter with Poncho's if he's the one sticking around. Alright, so Niklaren's sticking with Shidai, Sibon's switching it over to a
Aggro Mave.
Aggro Mave. Okay, so this will be an interesting show, and let's get it started. Niklaren's going first this time, which I think generally, one-man army Shidai doesn't like going first. Most of their effective starters are 3-mana plays.
I mean, turn 1 Crescent Spear as player 1 is very strong, but
yes, that is like
your only strong play.
Correct. That being said,
really not as strong as turn 1 Bango. So
yeah, starting
turn 1 Cyclone Mask. Sorry.
Yeah. So Niklaren gets a Cyclone Mask online, which is actually probably good, but Sibon actually has the nuts hand for just clearing it off right now, with all of those blood tears, which is kind of nuts. Oh, I have to switch the hands around. Hang on. I think this is the first time.
He has triple blood tier. Oh.
the first time I've had to switch the hands. So, I'm interested to see if that's worth going down so many cards in hand so early. Niklaren
I kind of
can deal with...
Sibon's thing. Plunge the cards onto the board and let the winning work itself out later. And so far, it's worked very well. I'm quite interested in this burn Maeve playstyle, though. I remember I built something similar
We've
when
we've
I
seen this a lot in Team Wars, but it
really
was Sibon's team that was playing it. So
sense. When Maeve came out, I think the first thing I built was something like this. It was like a tempo deck. I don't think it had Flame Bloods in it, but it was pretty close. It had like Blaze Hounds and stuff. It was pretty bad, but I'm quite interested to see how it's developed since. Like, mm.
There's a ton on the board threatening Niklaren right now. I'm wondering what he does here, because
Yeah,
he could obviously just like punch for 10 damage and hope to get in like some... Well, no, he's not going for the punch. He's really just... Well, it depends on what he draws. I'm not sure that's the right play. Is he gonna hit that twice? What? Just take a quick 8? I think I probably would have left that alone, because now the artifact's definitely coming off.
yeah, yeah. I don't know what kind of maybe buffs he was expecting from Sibon, but
I mean, Darkseid probably would have dealt with the artifact anyway, but he didn't know that was there. Um, so let's see. He could bangle away and escape for a little while. And he has lethal if he could bangle and Saberspine Seal. Shame he didn't have one more mana. If he did, he would have won.
yeah, he might be able to
yeah.
get the kill next turn.
Oh, so he's not running away. Well, he is, but not completely. He's trying to bait the Bangle double seal lethal, I guess.
Yeah, but as soon as that Desolator drops, and I don't think Sibon's going to attack.
No, probably not.
Sibon will be on 8, so Desolator Darkseid will deal 4, right? 4? And then he can punch, and that's 8. That's lethal.
And it's gonna deal 5.
Oh, 5, yeah. So it's still lethal either way.
Yeah. All right, so 1 mana off winning from Niklaren, but this is the way it goes between 2 aggro decks for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a nickel for every time there was a 1 mana game decider.
1 mana or 1 damage.
Yeah, I'd be able to buy at least a couple orbs for Duelyst.
Well, you can't buy diamonds anymore, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I would have been able to, let's say that. Alright, next game between Sibon and Niklaren. That is game 2, and they were currently at a 1-1 series. So let's get game 3 underway. Well, I think so far Niklaren's put up the best fight versus Sibon, but I think that's to be expected given the fact that they're both in the top 8. Alright. This deck looks like it's Ragnora versus Maeve. So Niklaren has swapped out Songlife for Ragnora. I wonder how closely those two relate to each other in terms of like play style. And yeah, let's switch on over.
Oh, we see the Saurion's finality. Just try to shut that aggro
Oh yeah, that'll
off.
do a thing, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was about to say that finality looks fantastic here.
Yeah.
So Niklaren will definitely have some staying power into the long game. It also looks like he's going for the Ripper combo, which he has set up.
Yeah, I think he's playing eggs plus finality.
Mm-hmm.
So finality was probably a sideboard card, I guess. And he's taking it in for the aggro matchup here.
I wonder if there's a good like egg final pun in there for the name of this deck, like the last omelet.
I was literally about to say the last omelet.
Hey, how about that?
It's not even a pun. I don't know why we would both think of the same thing. Not even be a pun, but I don't know. It's got a ring to it.
Yeah. I don't know if you think of any other egg-based deck name puns, throw them out there. It's gonna be like the last turn, and you're gonna think of something and just shout it out. All right, so now it's just the usual 2-drop fighting for position. Nothing crazy in the opener. Mr. Manda's not bad with the suggestions. Something with an exit. Extinction of Duelyst. Alright, let's focus on the games and not too much about the fact that this game's going away in 5 days. Are my co-hosts still with me? Are you guys still there?
Yeah, sorry, I had to leave for a second.
Oh yeah, all good.
Sorry, I'm mostly muted because I'm eating some very crunchy cereal.
Mm. Dare I ask what kind of cereal? Nope, guess he's back to munching.
At least he's polite.
Alright, so Simon gets a really
Alright,
good...
really good shaman here.
Yeah, Shaman is
Shaman's
great.
so powerful. I love that card. It's super fun to play and terrible to play against.
Yeah, I think he gets, what, like 12 HP of value here?
Yeah, that's
That
crazy.
is nuts. Spend 2 HP, get 12 HP. Alright. I mean, I think the best thing to deal with that is probably like a Plasma Storm, but like that doesn't even clear the 4.
Yeah, but the 4/8 is just such a good stat line.
Mm-hmm.
Especially against Magmar.
Yeah. It's a shame he couldn't get the wild interceptor off. Well, he couldn't get one off and deal the 10 damage with the +2/+2. Well put, Niklaren. I'm not sure the right play this turn, but this didn't feel like it. Hey, how's it going, Sibon? We're actually going through your series with Niklaren, so, no spoilers.
He unfortunately can't
Sorry, go
protect
ahead.
his egg. He unfortunately can't protect his egg, but at least he's forcing the 2/6 crypto to punch it in his face.
Mm-hmm. I have to agree with Sibon's assessment that the Abyssian player is very handsome.
I disagree. I'm mad at Sibon after the wallop he made me have.
Is it true, Sibon? Are you walloping the casters? Well, if it's any consolation, he won't be able to wallop you anymore in 5 days.
I don't think it's a consolation.
Okay, yeah.
I think I like getting walloped. So Sibon is really pushing a lot of damage.
Yeah, he definitely has the initiative here, the tempo. He's establishing the board present. Niklaren's responding.
Yeah, well, this double lance is quite amazing, especially with the rock pulverizer.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the best play he could have wished for, I think.
Yeah, he can fully clear and respond, and then it's on Sibon to build up his own board again. Niklaren had the card advantage, although that being said, I'm not sure how much of a benefit that was, considering that Darkseid just ruined his day.
Yeah, double lance also shuts down Darkseid, which is like.
Yeah, Niklaren really just needs to survive 3 more turns until he could drop the finality. He's been holding on to that all game,
Yeah.
effectively making it as though he's had 1 fewer hand slots for cards. Um, so that's probably why we've seen Sibon making such an aggressive board advantage, because Niklaren's been effectively playing down 1 utility. Um, right.
Sibon has great effort here. Sorry, Sibon has 2 cards here.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't actually need to Greater Fortitude, but if he had 3, you might need to Greater Fortitude, so you'd stay away from like a Dark Seed plus 2 more burn lethal, because Dark Seed plus Flameblood Warlock I think is the most Sibin could do, which is just 6 and not 7.
Niklaren could have been super aggressive and equipped the Cur Bloodborne spell, and then Greater Forted the Ripper spawn after he punched, and that would put Sibon down to 4, I think.
Is that right? Because Kirk costs 6 now.
Oh, does it? Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so never mind.
Alright. So didn't need the finality in the end. Had an egg survive, and that was good enough. Survive, have 1 egg survive, win the game.
Well, he doesn't have lethal yet.
Well,
That's true.
well, yeah.
Oh, now he does.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, interesting placement on the 4/4. Now he's got lethal. Well, at least the finality was there in case he needed it. But alas, Niklaren takes game 2 and is up on Sibon 2-1. This is the closest anyone has come to toppling the Sibon menace. I think that's just what we should call Sibon from now on, the Sibon menace. Like regardless of the context, be it in game or not, I think the Sibon menace is just a good title for the guy.
I like it.
All right. Moving on to game number 4. The first series in which we've actually watched a game number 4.
Yeah. Just to check.
Is there a losers finals as well that we're going to?
No, they did not play the 3rd place match.
Okay.
Okay, so there's one of the semi-final and then the final. That works.
Yes. So it's a bit of a reprieve on us, which thank goodness.
All good? Yeah. I will at some point need to go to sleep.
It is a spectacle knowing that we've been at this for a couple hours now already, but these players have been going for 8 hours so far. So yeah, it's really a test of fortitude for them.
I don't know if you remember this, Saga, but both Poncho and I played in the tournament, so...
Yes, indeed. Okay, so for you guys, I just kind of loafed around all day watching you guys do this.
I was also organized, so...
Yes.
I'm so rested, guys. I am so relaxed from not having to do anything all day. I'm seeing a recurring sentiment of just drop these 2 drops, play the game.
Yeah, welcome to Duelyst 101.
Turn 1, play 2 drops.
Yeah.
Think,
Sideboard and crossbones, everything's fine.
You think Raptor's a good play here? Nope, I guess not. I think Raptor could have been a good play if he played it where Sibon couldn't punch it. Because even Bone Swarm doesn't deal with it.
There's a rock pulverizer to protect it as well.
Mr.
Yeah,
Mana says
like
he and Sibon tied at 0 games apiece. Proud of you.
The kill... Like, the Silithar is a bit better against the stuff that's actually in Sibon's deck, which is mostly small creatures, whereas the Raptor trades with Blood Tier Alchemists and Dream Shapers and stuff.
That's true. Maybe he wants to save it for a turn where there's something with a larger body that he needs to clear.
I think, to be honest, the mana efficiency probably still trumps that, but it's an interesting consideration. The other option is to like, was the Lava Lance in hand last time? Because I think you could attack the Rock Pulverizer into the Dream Shaper and kill it with Lava Lance if you wanted to play around. Well, I guess third Dream Shaper, but also things like First Wish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now he's
But I don't
gonna.
know what the,
Well, now he can play Lava Lance and kill off the Dream Shaper. It's a 4/3.
yeah. Right, now that play looks
Yeah, you
good.
might want to clear Metallurgist though, and like sacrifices young Silithar and a bit of his HP.
Take the 4 damage. I don't know.
Uh,
He's already down 2. I'm not a huge fan of taking more damage. Like, what is
Yeah, well, a 0 mana Dream Shaper is also quite good. So
that's true. I feel like maybe he should just start digging aggressively for Plasma Storm and then deal with the threat in front of him. That way, if Sibon takes too much advantage of the low-costing golems, then a Plasma Storm just hoses him in the opposite direction.
yeah. I like this play with the Mentor as well. But
It appears Niklaren agrees with
we don't know if Nick
you.
is actually running Plasma Storm.
he doesn't have a tremendous amount of AoE though, right? He's only AoE is Mechanter. So if Sibon gets to stick to Metallurgists and swarm the board even further with more golems, then he's probably going to be pretty sad, I think.
Yes, Mercantor will be that famously ineffectual and usually underwhelming card.
But a great Bone Swarm side tech here.
Was a heck of a Bone Swarm. Oh, and there is the third Dream Shaper as well.
It's such a good card, but it just never seems to be able to fit in your deck. It's
I
space
agree.
too limited.
Man, Sibon is so good at drawing cards. What the hell is this? Come on.
He's obviously cheating. We've been over this. He's got the dev powers.
Yeah, and it's way too early for him to play with Cantor, which is like what he needs right now.
Yeah. I guess you have to egg more.
I think Sibon may just take the value here. Like even if he eggs morphs, there's 8 damage on board, and we see a Bone Swarm in hand. So
Yeah, you can egg more Lance to avoid 2 more damage, but you still take 6 and have nothing on the board. So even with the full hand, this is really sad for Niklaren.
Mr. Mana suggests you you disqualify Sibon for being too good.
I should have. I might have lasted one more round.
I wonder what Battlefly's policy on that is. Like tournament organizers competing and then cheating.
I seeded the elimination bracket. So if I make it because a player dropped, I could have just put myself in there. I thought about it for a while.
Rigged. Sounds rigged. And it looks like while we were complaining about the game being rigged, the game ended with Sibon whooping Niklaren. Alright, so Sibon's now clawed it back to 2-2 between the two. And now it's anybody's game. It is all coming down to game 5.
Yeah, Niklaren has the edge with the sideboard advantage here.
Indeed true.
Sibon is forced to leave those Bone Swarms in his deck, which is definitely not a bad card, but depending on the matchup for Niklaren, it could be very good. But I think his last deck is Lilith, so those Bone Swarms are going to get him in pretty handy.
I think the Bone Swarms are actually in his main deck anyway. Like, playing a very aggressive, burny, spam your cards at your opponent list. I think he's just running them full stop as a tempo and burn spell.
Oh, I'm very excited to see Niklaren play this deck. It is a very Axe Lilith deck. And there's no spoilers because those are in his opening hand, so, But yeah, let's see how this one goes. I'm very excited. I always enjoyed watching people play Variax.
That is once again a pretty good hand from Sibon.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, he's
My
just gonna
god.
draw all the cards.
This this shouldn't be allowed.
I like the
I
turn
mean,
one
Double
this,
Ferosa.
shape.
yeah, this is also a pretty good turn one. Right?
Oh.
This Furios
Yeah.
is going to be hard to deal with.
Yeah, and Niklaren actually had a quick response to the golem this time, so it's not like Sibon's gonna have like ridiculous ramp out the door. I mean, it's still
Yeah.
pretty aggressive ramp with the golems, but it's not like the same level of broken that we saw last round.
I actually like whipping the golem onto the mana tile there because it forces Sibon to go to one of the sides. If he
If
wants
he
to
wants
use
to
that
swarm
tile,
you.
which means it's harder. Yeah, it cedes more board position.
I wonder if Niklaren's
Like,
going to get any value out of the Ferosa by the time Bloodborne spells get played, or if he's not going to get there in time.
as in Sibon's going to kill him on turn 3. That's
Yes,
believable.
yes, that's what I'm skeptical of. Oh, nice Darkfire sack. I don't think he's going to be able to take advantage of that to play Variax next turn, but it is still it's effective. He gets a discount.
Yeah,
And,
he's going to need 6 mana, though, and he's not going to get it.
yeah,
You can just wait for a couple turns, but that might be his plan.
yeah, just don't play anything next turn.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a Fury attack, so
Yeah, you're
or
right.
BDS.
Yeah, you
So
could.
he's got way more mana. I think this is a pretty
Yeah, I
good
guess
play.
that was the plan. Just play Chakram the following turn and the...
Yeah, something like that. That's nice.
Alternatively, he could just play Bloodborne spell, and that's a pretty effective thing to do as well because of the Furor Chakram, or sorry, the Ferosa.
Yeah, and then Chakram the following turn.
I just want to see Variax do work. Like Variax is dope.
It did work against me. I'm going to tell you that much.
I think I
He
watched
won,
that one.
he won 2 games with Variax against me. Well, the second game he didn't win because of Variax, but the first game he definitely did.
Mm.
So...
Yeah, does he play Chakram? Because like, if he does, the Ferosa, like it can punch off 2 things, but it's going to die, and it's not going to help him much.
Yeah,
I mean, no, this is a pretty good Chakram, I think. Yeah, your Furiosa dies, but you sort of get Variax next turn.
Actually,
Right? You can clear everything but the Dream Shaper here.
he might be able to not have it die, because if Ferosa walks diagonally down and left 1, and then
Well, no,
frenzies-
I think you value the artifact charge rather than Furiosa, in my opinion, because next turn you can't Variax BBS either way, so Furiosa would have to survive for 2. I would move 1 up, punch the blood tier, and like Chakram, the Celebrant, and Repulsor Beast.
yeah, I think that would have been my play as well.
That way you've got a 3 artifact Chakram charge, and Zerx can punch you, but the Dream Shaper can't punch you, and next turn you sort of play Variax and try to hide in the corner after with 5/5s. You still have a decent amount of HP. You would have been at 17 after that turn, so I think surviving would have not been out of
The question. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
I was originally going to laud the 1 mana play 4/4 in stats as really effective, but that Bone Swarm absolutely destroyed it.
Oh yeah.
Work today.
Yeah, he definitely used it against 2 decks that really suffer against it. Both Ragnar and probably the 2 decks that suffer from it the most.
I'm interested to see how
2
Simon's
generals.
going to respond to Variax. Like, this second wish is super powerful, but once Variax drops on the board and there's a very high stat line, it might be more difficult to deal with. Then again, maybe he'll just respond with Amara.
I think Nick is just kind of dead here. Yeah, like if you play Variax, it's very big, but you're not really avoiding getting hit in the face for 2 turns. at which point you die. Blood of Air. Um,
I'm not sure which is like more threatening, like the Amara next turn or the Blood Tier this turn.
yeah.
Does he throw away the 2 mana discount on minions for the sake of like playing Chakram and into the Wraithling Swarm? Or
I mean, I think you need to play
I don't.
Chakram for sure. I don't think you play the Gloom Chaser. Um,
I think you replace 2 Glue.
but at the same time, you don't really have the time pass a turn and then
Yeah.
play Variax. Like,
yeah, I think
Oh,
Mr. Mana said it best. This is when you accept you aren't playing Variax.
yeah,
yeah.
which is a shame because I think if he had Chakram the turn prior, he would have had his opportunity to play Variax.
Mm-hmm.
Completely.
And it honestly would have been quite good in this matchup to be able to pull off Variax and then try to hide in the corner with 5/5s. Because Sibon doesn't have like a tremendous amount, which he can burn through, big body blockers. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I think playing the Chakra on the previous turn would have been.
yeah, I also think that punching the blood tier here is a bit of a mistake. You expose yourself to, even though you're body blocking with the Gloom Chaser, another
Yeah.
Bone Swarm would just spell Doom, I think.
So I kind of feel like Sibon like would want to play the Amara here, but Niklaren can just deal with that in the form of oh god,
Lure?
Demonic Lair.
yeah, Demonic Lore. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean it's Niclaren's only out though, right? You can't ritual banish Nemara Heraldor, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's just saying, all right, have a lure. He also played a lure, I think, this game already on turn 1. So there's only 2 left in his deck. Oh, he's not playing the Amara.
And I mean that worked perfectly because Niklaren needed to get rid
Lure
of the
either way.
Demonic Lore away,
Yeah.
and now that just kind of opens the gates. The shields are down. Sibon's gonna drop that Amara, and the game's over. Oh no! Don't tell me Sibon's gonna keep dominating. The Sibon menace. I mean, I think he does drop Ferosa and Bloodborne spell. Like, just kind of, put up a wall. But as soon as that Amara drops, and then, there's a guaranteed 5 damage coming his way, and there's nothing he can do to stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, unless he top decks his third lure, in which case he can't even play Variax. So.
Oh god. Niklaren emote. Oh jeez. Poor Niklaren. I
At
feel
least he got to play Variax, so
yeah,
Mr. Mana was wrong.
I feel the cry. Alright, so this is just Amara into Blood of Air or Second Wish or a very many few things that could have ended the game right there. And Sibon does it, and Sibon moves on to the finals. Can anyone stop this mad lad? Will will a
Only
hero
Draco Mori already left, too.
will a hero rise up?